Well, this is my family, part of them. And this is my son Andrew, my daughter Olivia, my daughter Liliana, and our new foster baby we've had since the day before Thanksgiving last year, Xander. And he's 13 months old and 13 pounds. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about him later. And we're going to adopt him if he's still available. So it looks like he is at this point. So first of all, I want to tell you that when I was in 6th grade, I went to Catholic school every other year because my mother was a Quaker and my father was Catholic. I was a little confused, but I knew there was just one God out there, and he was just looking down at everybody laughing at us, you know. And I did a report in 6th grade that said I wanted to be a missionary. I wanted to go to Africa, or I wanted to go to China, or I wanted to go to Mexico and help at an orphanage and help children. And Sister Mary Margaret said to me, "You're never going to do that." And little did she know that I not only was a missionary, but I'm a missionary in my own home. And I bring children to my home instead of going to their home. So anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about my foster care experience. It's been a little bit different. I started out as just an ordinary mom. I have a 37-year-old son, so when you say, can they be older? I had a 37-year-old son I had after I was out of college. So I'm a nurse. I have my master's in nursing, and you don't have to have a master's in nursing to do what I do. You just have to be a mom who's willing to learn and willing to love and willing to care. And let's see. I got a phone call one day, and it was a social worker, and I had 2 boys. My son Andrew was 6 years old, and my son that was 36 had been out on his own and living in Austin after he graduated from college. So I just pretty much was a single mom again. I only do one at a time. So when she called me and said, a friend of yours has had a little baby, and she needs someone to take care of the baby and adopt her. Are you interested? Adopt the baby. Are you interested? And I said, no, my life's pretty well planned out. I have my 6-year-old. I'm happy. And I only do one child at a time. She said, would you like to come and see her? And I thought, I would love to have a daughter. I would love to see a little girl. I'll just come visit her. That's all I want to do. But my mind is rolling. I already had her in college. So going to tea with me at 25, you know. Because boys don't come back to go to tea with you. The girls do. They go shopping with you. So I thought, this is going to be a new experience for me. So anyway, we never got that little baby. She never came to our house. But 25 later, Xander is our number 25. So my experience has been that some babies will stay with you a very long time, and you will become their mommy no matter whether they go to another home or whether they stay with you forever, as my 2 girls have. But you will be mommy from the day you set eyes on that child or they put that child in your arms. First of all, that baby has no one else but you. There is no one else to be mommy. And when you put that baby in your arms, I thought, oh, will this baby will I be as good a mom to this baby as I am to my birth sons? And you know what? As soon as that baby was put in my arms, I knew that I could, because they look at you and you are the mom. So it was a really nice experience. Let's see, what else? Lily knows everything. I'm not a very good speaker. That's probably what Mary Margaret did. Sister Mary Margaret didn't think I could do it.
Yeah, right.
I want to tell you a little bit about when Olivia came to live with us. She was my first child of a different color. And I had never even in my whole life I didn't have any friends that were of a different color. I didn't have any friends that were even Hispanic. I didn't know anybody until my adult life. And when I went to get Olivia, no one told me anything about her, because when they call me about a baby, I say, I'll be right there. You know, I'll be the first one there. So they called and they said, we have a little baby. I tell my kids the story. Ring, ring, ring. The phone rings. And they say, we need a home for a baby. You little tiny baby. She was at the hospital, and I went inside, and I saw a lady out in the waiting room, but I didn't know who she was. And I said, "Where's my baby?" to the nurses. They said, "She's that one over there." I said, "Oh, she's so cute." It was the wrong baby. I was getting the wrong baby dressed to go. So the lady from the waiting room came in, and she said, "Are you taking my baby?" And I said, "I don't know. Which one is your baby?" And it was little Olivia laying in a bassinet. So her mommy couldn't take care of her, and she asked me if I would take care of her. And so I helped her mommy. She and I together, we have a picture of both of our hands dressing the little baby to get her ready to go home with us. And so her mommy gave me a big hug and said, "Later, Cynthia, I want you to be the mommy to my little girl." So I became Olivia's mommy. A year and a half later was the finalization of the adoption. We got her September 6th. She was born September 4th. And she was adopted March 23rd. So it took a year and a half. And she became my child from the day I got her on September 6th. So I'm going to tell your story in a minute. They're in first grade now, so they're a little impatient. And Olivia came with a lot of issues. She had heart problems. She had medical problems. And so it just came natural to me. You do what the doctor says, just like your birth children. A child comes to you by birth. If the doctor says to them, "Gee, you need to go see the cardiologist," or "Gee, you need to see the urology clinic today," you just go. And you just do what the doctor says. If they need medication, you give them medication. Lily was born at 1.5 pounds. She came to me, both girls were 4 pounds when they came to me. She came to me at 4 pounds from NICU. I walked into NICU all scrubbed up with my little jacket on and picked her up. And she just needed time to grow. So sometimes medically fragile children just means they need a little extra hug and they need a little extra time to grow and be in your arms. And what a wonderful thing that is, because they stay babies a little bit longer. You know, it's so fun. Xander came to us, there he is over there. He's 13 months old and he's 13 pounds. He's had 2 open heart surgeries and 10 cardiac caps. So he sees a urologist, he sees a cardiologist, he sees a pulmonologist, he sees the pediatrician, he sees goes to OT, PT. He goes to a lot of specialty clinics, but you know what? It's just a doctor's appointment. It's not really a big deal. And he takes medication and he has an inhaling treatment every day. But so do a lot of children. And it's nothing unusual. For us, it's just become normal every day, every morning, and every evening he has a treatment. And we give him medication, and every once in a while we have to take him to the hospital for a few days. And I stay with him, and the girls and Andrew get to have a really close friend. Get to have a really close friend come and stay with them, and they love that. So he's probably my most severe medically fragile child, but there's all kinds of ranges. Sometimes they just are premature babies that just need to wear preemie clothes a little longer and be held and fed differently, and it's not really a problem. He's the most loving baby in the world. My kids have just been a real blessing to me. And I never started out thinking I'd be a foster mom. I never started out thinking I would adopt. Adoption never entered my mind. But I think God had a different plan, because each time I say, I don't know, and the phone rings, and I keep telling Sonia, I'm out of Orange County, and she calls me from LA County to take kids. And she'll call me, and she called me 3 times with Xander. And I said, "No, Sonia, y'all find somebody for that baby." 3 times last year at this time she called me, about every 2 days, and said, "Cindy, if there isn't a home for that baby, he's going to stay in the hospital." I said, "What are you going to do with him?" "He's going to stay in the hospital until they find a home for him, because he can't go home. There's no place for him." The day before Thanksgiving, she calls me.